Dear participants, now our session is starting. This is third International Humanities and Social Sciences Research Congress, and we will start now by the. Also, you can watch us in YouTube channel, Serkan D 1975. Each presentation has 10 minutes time, and we will start with Awais Ahmad Zaidi. Mr. Awais Ahmad, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
We can hear you, Mr. And I open share screen. You can share your PowerPoint if you have, or you can start by talking and by saying about your research. 10 minutes time, please. You can start now.
Okay, hello, are you there?
Hello, hello. We are
Hello,
here. We hear you.
Actually, I haven't prepared a PowerPoint slide, but I can explain it at my own.
I open share screen. You should. I think there will be no problem, but I didn't know, of course, what is the problem.
Should I start it verbally?
Yes, we start now. Awais. Now, multiple participants can share simultaneously. I open this this button. I think there should be no problem.
Okay. Actually, I haven't prepared PowerPoint slides, so that's why I want to explain it by my own.
Okay, you can you can talk about your research.
Okay. My name is Zaidi. I'm an educationist. I am teaching from last 7 years, and I have taught in school, college, and university. And when I was teaching in school, I have faced a number of problems, and I was thinking that I have to research on it, and we can contribute while uplifting the quality of education in Pakistan. So for achieving that purpose, I have started working on it, and I have researched on quality of how we can manage the quality of education at primary level in Pakistan. For that purpose, I have researched, and I have researched on more than 25 schools where I have collected surveys from them and questionnaires and asked the teachers to give their input. And after that research, I have faced that there are a number of issues which are faced by the teachers which are teaching at primary level of education in Pakistan. And I have chosen a specific area of Sialkot because it is a hard enough to crack to cover whole Pakistan and such a broad topic of managing quality of education. So I have selected the managing quality of education at primary level in Sialkot, where I have visited a number of schools, and as I have mentioned earlier, that I have collected data from there. And in this, I have come to know that what are the problems the teachers are facing. They are not proper equipment, and they are not using the use of technology because there are no proper equipment. They can use a number of proper equipment in order to maintain the quality of education at primary level in Pakistan. They can increase the interest of students. And when it comes to the students, that when teachers were getting input from the students were also sharing, although they are not at a stage that they can express their views in an impressive way, but still they are able to share their issues, that what they are facing issues, that teachers are so harsh, and some of the teachers use very harsh language, some of the teachers beat them. So that's why the things are creating a fear in the minds of children. So they are not able to share their problems with their teachers. And most important thing, The role of parents. Parents, there is a gap between teacher and parents, and students are not going. Why students are not going? Why they are not able to improve? Because there is a gap between teachers and parents also at primary level, especially because teachers are not visiting government schools and they don't know what are the problems of their children and how they can improve. So at the research which was conducted in district Chalford, in which there were more than 25 schools were covered, and the teachers were also contributing in it. And the main point which I have concluded in it, that if we want to uplift the quality of education at primary level in Pakistan, then we have to work on the following parameters. Just like we have to equip the schools, we have to equip the schools with modern technology, in which we can as you know, during the Corona pandemic, there were more than 4 months holidays, and it was a hard nut to crack for students to learn the things, to memorize the things which they have learned in remaining months. So if we equip the schools with modern equipment, it was a piece of cake to educate them even in the days of Corona pandemic. And after that, if we decrease the gap between teachers and parents, it will really help the students to grow and uplift, and they become a better version of themselves, and they can learn in a better way. And this is a foundational phase in which it is a dire need of time that we should create such a scenario, which creates such a system of education in Pakistan, because it is a root level. If we will not work on it, if we will not maintain the quality of education at primary level, it is going to be so hard for these students to become a better version of themselves and to create inventions and to go ahead in their life and to do something extraordinary. So it's a time of need. So we have to maintain the standards of quality of education, and we have to well equip our in schools. We have to create a check and balance in our government schools, so it will be easy for the staff to work their duty to perform their duty honestly. And as a result, we will be able to see that there will be a great change in the progress of students. Students will be able to get good grades. These students which are studying in government schools, and it is a neglected part because although the students at primary level in Pakistan are highly qualified. As I have visited a number of schools when I was conducting my research, and most of the teachers are MPhil degree holders. But the point is, still they are not teaching in the way in which they should teach. When I have visited a school and I have came across a teacher and I have asked a question, sir, are you using a pedagogical concept to learn, to teach your students? Do you know how to deal a student? They were quite speechless. They don't know what is pedagogy and what are the pedagogical techniques which can be used to deliver the lectures. So these are the drawbacks. These are the things which I have noticed in my research, and I have mentioned earlier. What are the ways by using them we can make it more effective to uplift the quality of education at primary level in Pakistan? This is all from my side. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Mr. Awais Ahmed. Of course, education is very important in achieving sustainable economic growth for countries. Is there any question to Mr. Ahmed Zaidi?
Yes, if there is any question from any participants, feel free to ask. I will be glad to answer you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Ahmed Zaidi. And salam to Pakistan. Pakistan or India?
I'm from Pakistan.
Pakistan. Salam to Pakistan. And now I think the time is for Mrs. Zarneela Khalid. She was here, Zarneela Khalid. Mrs. Zarneela Khalid.
Assalamu alaikum. I am here.
Alaikum salam.
Hello, assalamu alaikum to everyone. I hope you are all doing great. My name is Zarneela Khalid. I am a zoologist, researcher from Pakistan, and proud to be a Pakistani. Ever since this coronavirus started, there are so many problems all over the world, and I was thinking, being a zoologist, how can I play my role in this condition? I started researching it that how can make corona vaccine. So when I was researching on this topic, I was being across with an idea that how we can make corona vaccine. First of all, I will talk about corona vaccine, its symptoms, way of spread, and its prevention. Then I will discuss my idea how to make a corona vaccine with the help of chimpanzees. 1 second. COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by a newly discovered strain of coronavirus, a type of virus known to cause respiratory infections in humans. This new strain was unknown before December 2019, when an outbreak of pneumonia of unidentified cause emerged in Wuhan, China, September 11, 2020. Coronavirus are a large family of viruses and cause illness ranging from the common cold to more severe disease such as mild yeast respiratory syndrome and severe acute respiratory syndrome. How coronavirus spread? When an infected person coughs, sneezes, or talks, droplets or tiny particles called aerosols carry the virus into the air from their nose or mouth. Anyone who is within 6 feet of the person can breathe it into their lungs. Airborne transmission research show that the virus can live in the air for up to 3 hours. Symptoms of coronavirus. COVID-19 affects different people in different ways. Most infected people will develop mild to moderate illness and recover without hospitalization. Most common symptoms: fever, dry cough, tiredness. Less common symptoms: aches and pains, sore throat, diarrhea, conjunctivitis, headache, loss of taste or smell, a rash on the skin or discoloredness of fingers or toes. Serious symptoms: difficulty breathing or shortness of breath, chest pain or pressure, loss of speech or movement. Seek immediate medical attention if you have serious symptoms. Always call before visiting your doctor or health facility. People with mild symptoms who are otherwise healthy should manage their symptoms at home. On average, it takes 5 to 6 days from when person is infected with the virus for symptoms to show. However, it can take up to 14 days. Precautions: wear a mask, clean your hands, keep a safe distance. General public health information: protect yourself and others around you by knowing the facts and taking appropriate precautions. Follow the advice provided by your local health authority. To prevent the spread of COVID-19, clean your hands, use soap and water or an alcohol-based hand rub. Maintain a safe distance from anyone who is coughing. Wear a mask when physical distancing is not possible. Don't touch your eyes, nose, or mouth. Cover your nose and mouth with your bent elbows or a tissue when you cough, or stay home if you feel. If you have a fever, cough, and difficulty breathing, seek medical attention. Calling in advance. Allow your healthcare provider to quickly direct you to the right health facility. This protects you and prevents the spread of virus and other infections. Masks. Masks can help prevent the spread of the virus from the person wearing the mask to others. It alone does not protect against COVID-19 and should be combined with physical distancing and hand hygiene. Follow the advice provided by your local health authority. Then I discussed my idea how to make a corona vaccine. According to my research, chimpanzees are genetically closest to humans. And in fact, chimpanzees share about 98.6% of our DNA. In an experiment, if we inject corona-containing blood to chimpanzees and see the result, if coronavirus never caused disease in chimpanzees and chimpanzees to make antibodies against it, when we take these antibodies from the blood plasma of chimpanzees and make it artificially in laboratories, and use this artificial making blood plasma as a vaccine. Coronavirus vaccine is a dire need of time, and I am willing to work and collaborate with scientists and researchers. Thank you so much.
Okay, I think Miss Zarneela Khalid, Miss Zarneela Khalid finished her presentation. Now, is there any question to Miss Zarneela Khalid?
Yes, I have a question.
Which Awais Ahmed? Yes, Awais Ahmed. Can you can ask, please?
Okay. I want to ask a question that if we can freeze the of coronavirus vaccine, do we have to kill the chimpanzees for getting plasma from their body?
Sorry, I can't hear you. Kindly repeat your question.
Miss Ahmed Sayis, your voice is too low. Can you say it louder?
I'm saying, when we are willing to get the plasma from chimpanzee's body, can we get it in an ordinary way, or we have to kill the chimpanzee to get the plasma?
No,
Miss
we have.
Zarneela Khalid, can you hear? Did you
Yes,
hear?
I am.
Okay.
No. We
Miss Zarneela Khalid. I think connection went away. Miss Zarneela Khalid. Now we can wait just a minute. But I think that Mr. Awais Ahmed, I think after presentation she can she can answer your question. Now normally our time is Mr. Rahoofatullahi Yusuf, but I think Mr. Muhammed Uhaib has some work. He has to do some work, I think. Mr. Uhaib, did you hear? If you have permission, we can go on by Muhammed Uhaib. Muhammed Uhaib, Professor. Professor, did you hear me? Your microphone is closed.
Okay.
Mr. Muhammed Uhaib, in telephone, you said that I think you have some work to do it, so you can start your presentation, and then by this way we can go on our session.
Okay. My time not to deliver my presentation, Professor. This is my time. Okay.
Yes, your time.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for special for Professor Sirkandela. You have an opportunity to participate in this international conference. Very very happy to join. We can to communicate and share information and to build how to build networking academic with all participants. I am Dr. Muhammad Uhaib Asad from Indonesia, lecturer of social and political science at the Islamic University of Kalimantan, South Kalimantan Province in Indonesia. I will use effectively 15 minutes maybe to describe my PowerPoint. My laptop cannot to connect. This I use no. My laptop cannot to connect. I use no my handphone. Please to connect my laptop. Please reset my PowerPoint. Can to open my laptop, Professor?
We opened share screen, but I think that there is a problem in internet problem or Zoom meeting problem. Therefore, our presenters before you has some difficulty in sharing their their PowerPoints also. But we opened our share screen. You can present your presentation results by just talking. Okay, we see now. We see.
Mana WhatsApp-ian buka WhatsApp. WhatsApp-ian dibuka, jangan buka PowerPoint-nya.
Habis waktu orang.
WhatsApp-ian buka. Jangan ngirim sana. Tunggu, WhatsApp-nya jangan dibuka, buka PowerPoint-nya.
Nih.
Buka PDF.
Mana? Ini.
PDF.
Apa itu PDF?
Terus ini aja dah.
PowerPoint ini kayak rusak.
Buka.
Ini nih PowerPoint ini. Mana orangnya?
Nah, dah napen sudah. Coba tanya. Ada kelihatan.
Halo,
Okay,
Profesor.
we see your presentation PowerPoint. Now it's okay.
Paling kan nyali apa kalau paling?
Ada papa.
Mana orangnya?
Ada kelihatan kalau papanya kan nanti presentasi.
Professor, do you
Yes,
see
we
my
see you. We see you. It's okay.
Okay,
There is
okay.
no problem.
My topic presentation local election and the politics of local oligarchy, involvement coal mining and entrepreneur in contesting local democracy in South Kalimantan province. Ladies and gentlemen, Indonesia is one of the democratic country in the world. When the Suharto government was in power for 2 years, political and democratic design reflected oligarchy and democratic rule. The system of governance designed by President Suharto is authoritarian and closed democratic space in the public, which has been impact on the economic and political system. After crackdown, Suharto's government, now Indonesian in transition democracy, many Indonesian people hope democracy today, how to bring Indonesian government, more good government, good governance. But democracy today hijacked by a local oligarchy, national oligarch, Indonesia under politics oligarchy. Indonesia today will be held local election in several province and district government on December will held a local election. Election very high cost democracy in Indonesia. So many businessmen involved they spend money for candidate. The candidate to contestation in local democracy. The local democracy today hijacked by local predatory, local oligarchy. Indonesia now no good democracy, but backsliding of democracy, hijacked democracy by a power business. We cannot hope for the future Indonesian democracy. The people many untrustful government today in Indonesia. Not hopeful, no hopeful for government, especially for government, local government. The practical of democracy today in Indonesia is not good. Many people still not interesting to participate in a local election. Indonesia in the world, well known in the world, the most important democracy in the world, but in the practical democracy in local local government, not reflected a good governance, not good democracy. Democracy hijacked by oligarch, by businessmen. People just only going to please just 5 minutes in the box to spend to give the voter to elect the candidate. I don't know today. I don't know what is like this the political situation in Indonesia, especially the dynamic local government. Local government not bring to democracy according to how the people. Local democracy, many people are not interesting to participate in election. Many people distrust. Many people unbelieve in the government because politics and economic capture by elite local government. The case of situation in Indonesia, there are two problems. The firstly, the role of political system in Indonesia just only to benefit self for local actor, local elite. The political situation not bring to the fall of the Suharto's government. Indonesia underwent to democratic transition and political consolidation, and democracy has still found at the formal of the people aspire. One of the goal of political and economic reform after the fall of the Suharto's government was creation of more democratic political economic system for Indonesian people, and not only benefiting the interesting certain group of the people within Suharto's Indonesian. Indonesian political colony. However, after happiness today, over time, the process of democratization has become deadlocked, and the political structure reflected the true oligarchy power as legacy of the Suharto's government. Indonesia is democratic country. In the fact, the development of democracy has been hijacked and controlled by oligarch posts or business group. The power of this oligarch or business group has controlled the government system and even control economic and political resource. Expect the regional head election have so far been to controlled by oligarch group and business group or local bossism who act the political broker, the provider financial supporting for candidate head area. Democratic Party on regional head election or nothing more than an arena for conspiracy by political elite who are conditional or money politic or food buying. The massive practice of political money politic and food buying by regional head election or political broker has had impact on the high price of democracy. This showed that development of democracy in Indonesia has become a game of the democratic industry or democratic black market of democracy. The people who have large capital can hack in the contestation of democracy because the cost of democracy is very high. As a result, the elected regional head candidate will become hostage to be owner of the capital on who provided financial support. Regional head election have political debate and try to serve up the interesting of one supported through policy and regulation benefit political broker. Ladies and gentlemen, the corruption case they have occurred in Indonesia so far are the result of political and economic conspiracy between the authority and businessmen. Regional rally are very valuable to abuse of power or threat the influence of the power to harm economic rent seeking to return the large capital spent in the power struggle process. Therefore, election for regional health control by political dealers are very difficult to hope to product the significant to substantive democracy, not create to illusion democracy or democracy as myth. This is the problem of democratization so far of the Suharto's government. Democracy has natural oligarch democracy, dynamic democracy, criminal democracy, and feudal democracy. There are two main reasons for this. First, the sign of the political system does not reflect the democratic value, but is more oriented toward the interesting of the rallies on political elite. Between democratic system and political system represent the interest of politicians of political partner more than the interesting of the people. Thank you very much. Maybe any question for my presentation? Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Aleyküm selam. Thank you very much, Mr. Muhammed Uhaib. Is there any question to Mr. Muhammed Uhaib? Of course, democracy is important for both Indonesia and all over the world, and it is very good and fruitful research for us. Thank you very much, Mr. Muhammed Uhaib. Now, Mr. Rahoofatullahi Yusuf. Aleyküm selam.
I want to reply to Mr. Awais Zaidi. It's sorry due to
Khalid, are you
due to my internet problem.
Yes.
I can't answer to Mr. Awais Zaidi. I want to reply to Mr. Awais Zaidi.
Okay,
are you here?
Can answer.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you. Thank you for responding me.
Okay, I can tell you. When we inject coronavirus in chimpanzees and the virus does not react in the chimpanzees, we will use blood plasma, which does not react in the chimpanzee body. We will use blood plasma as a vaccine. Okay, if you are asking about killing of chimpanzees, it's an experiment and you have to lose something to gain something.
Okay, is there any way to get the plasma without killing a chimpanzee?
No.
Because whenever, if we will talk about it in the international community, they may raise a question about the wildlife community and the rights of animals. That's why we should kill an animal to get the plasma. What do you think about it?
Can you repeat your question?
No, there is no question now. I'm just saying that is there any way to get the plasma without killing the chimpanzee? Because it may raise the campaign about the rights of animals.
Mrs.
Sir, I told you.
Did you hear?
Sir, yes, I am. Sir, I told you we will not kill the chimpanzees. Firstly, we inject coronavirus in chimpanzees. If virus does not react in the chimpanzee's body, will we use blood plasma as a vaccine?
Okay, got it. Thank you for responding.
Okay. Thank you very much. Also, is there any question to Mr. Muhammed Uhaib Asad? He talks about the democracy in Indonesia.
Yes, sir, I want to ask a question.
Mr. Awais Ahmed, are you?
Yes.
Are you Mr. Awais? Okay. Mr. Awais has a question, Professor Muhammed Uhaib. Mr. Muhammed Uhaib, did you hear? Mr. Awais, you can ask question.
Okay. I want to ask a question.
Please, louder voice. We have difficulty in hearing you.
Okay, okay. I want to ask a question. They have described about the democracy in Indonesia. What they think, is there any youth which is coming to take the rule of or the parties which are ruling for a number of years, they will keep getting the throne.
Mr. Professor Muhammed Waib, did you hear Mr. Awais?
Yeah, not clear the question. I want to describe the political landscape in Indonesia today. Indonesia, well known, is one country in the world. Indonesia is the most democracy today, but not reflected practical democracy and economic and political life in Indonesia. The democracy today just only benefit for oligarch and businessmen, not reflected for the people. It is the problem in Indonesia today. Democratization not running well. Democracy hijacked by local business, national business, national oligarch and local oligarchy. Democracy is not running well. Democracy like the black market of democracy. Indonesia, no justice, no economic justice, no political justice. The political just for elite and political party, not reflected for all the people. Indonesian are well known a rich country, but many people still living in the poor. Its impact on the practical system government in Indonesia just only welfare beneficiary for special elite politic and elite oligarch, not for all the people. It is the problem in Indonesia. Will know natural economic resources, natural resource, but Indonesia, many people still living in food today. This is the problem. No democracy Indonesia, no political, no good democracy Indonesia after government, Suharto's government, after Suharto's crackdown. This is situation in Indonesia.
Thank you for responding me. I was thinking about it because it's dire need of a dire need of time to bring the real form of the democracy. As in Pakistan, for the first time, a new party has arisen and take the rule, and the youth is ruling nowadays in Pakistan. And we should refrain from those families which are ruling over our country from a number of years, and the rule is only confined to that particular families. And just if I talk about in Pakistan, first it was confined to Bhutto family and Mia Nawaz Sharif family, and after that, for the first time, a new party came into being, and they have taken the rule. This is a true form of democracy when new people join, when youth join, and they rule and they bring reforms in a country. And there should be no autocracy, and there should be no power of there should be no rule of the people who are doing business, because we have seen a number of countries, the political parties is controlled by businessmen, by the capitalist. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think Indonesia and Indonesia between Pakistan similarly. Indonesia under Suharto's government, the political system reflected authoritarian and militarism in Indonesia under Suharto's government. After Suharto's post Suharto today, President Jokowi civil government, but the behavior like a military. Many people captured by police if a given critical on policy government, like civil society, student and lecture. Today, many captured by police to give critical to Jokowi government. and the big problem today, the political the rise of political family, the rise of political dynasty, and abuse of power. Many official government capture elite corruption, many corruption in Indonesia. It is impact on democracy. For each candidate to be a competition in local election, must be spent a lot of money, supporting by businessmen group, by market intervention economic market to politics is very massive today. So the impact, many local government elected in a competition, after elected, after get a position in bureaucracy and government, how to use the position, how to use institution to rank seeking behavior, to collaboration between the actor business to accumulate economic resource and political resource in Indonesia. Indonesia today is a very dangerous democracy. Indonesia today, many corruption, massively corruption, many hack local election captured by
that affected the depression level of students. Again, when we asked students that whether the lockdown has affected their health in any way, so about 74.5% students believed that the lockdown has affected their health. And about 91.75% students were really concerned about the spread of COVID-19. Again, almost 78.25% students were using various modes, various social media modes in order to get the updates regarding COVID-19 status. And then regarding how the COVID-19 was affecting the academic performance of the students. So when asked, about 76% students believed that they were facing difficulty to focus on their academic work. And about 78% students were facing problems with the online teaching process. Because again, when we talk about Kashmir division, we had 2G network. So due to 2G network, students were not able to connect to the internet. So they used to miss their classes. They were not able to load the online work at the proper time. So due to that, 78% students were facing problems. And again, because many students are from low income families, so they were not able to purchase an Android phone on which they could give their online classes. So when asked that whether the students were in support of online teaching process, so 71.75% students were in support, while as 28.25% students were not in the support of online teaching. Again, because of the various network issues in online teaching, they were not in support of that. So again, when asked that whether the online teaching system has increased their stress levels, so 44.5% students believe that it has increased the stress levels. Again, because students were asked that whether this lockdown has affected their social bonding with their friends. So 66.5% students believe that the lockdown has affected their social bondings with their friends. They are in contact with each other through various online modes, but because of the lockdown and because of the online system, they are not able to go to the college, and they are not able to meet their friends. So that again has increased the depression level in students. So again, they were asked that whether the lockdown has affected the family income or not, because many students were from those families which were dependent on various activities like tourism or business. So about 46.25% students believe that the COVID COVID-19 pandemic has affected their family income. So again, because we used a scale to check the anxiety levels. So the results obtained reveal that about 1.25% of the respondents were experiencing severe anxiety, while as 2.7% students were experiencing moderate anxiety, 10.75% were experiencing mild anxiety, and a positive thing that about 85.25% students were having no anxiety. So again, when we look at the results and conclusions from the findings of the study, we can conclude that a negative impact has been witnessed on the students because of lack of social activities, because of lack of outdoor activities, a longer duration of confinements, lack of required facilities for online classes, and other various online network issues. And students are having adequate knowledge regarding the spread of COVID-19 and the main precautions which need to be taken. So they are really concerned about, they are conscious about its spread. They are using various social media portals in order to get the updates regarding COVID-19. And it has been witnessed that students are facing increased levels of depression and difficulty focusing on studies. And again, they are facing difficulties in online learning. So again, due to lockdown and lack of outdoor activities, students have been facing higher levels of anxiety. And again, students who are having any close relative infected with COVID-19, that has also been a factor which has increased the anxiety levels among students. Thank you. Any questions?
Okay, thank you very much, Miss Sidrat. Is there any question to Miss Sidrat?
Yes, sir, I have a question.
Mr. Awais Ahmed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mr. Awais Ahmed has a question. Please ask.
Sidrat, as you know that despite of corona lockdown, it is quite evident the college going students are visible at various eatable shops and they are going outside. And what do you think? How was it very important to make lockdown, and how it is how has impact on psychological uh, health of a student when they are going to outside for having shopping and for eating, and they are not studying?
Yes, sir. So basically, when the lockdown started, because the initial lockdowns were very strict, so there was complete lockdown and no movement was allowed. So at that time, the online mode of teaching really played a very important role, and the students were also, because they had no other option. Because again, due to problems that they are not able to visit the college, they are not able to access the libraries. So this was the only option for them. Then when we see that now the lockdown has eased out, of course, I am in support of your view that now we see that students go out, and but still, when they are asked that they want to continue now in offline mode, they are still not in favor of that. I really I'm in support of what of your opinion that now but initially we saw that due to lockdown students were having certain psychological because there was a psychological impact on the health of, I think, almost everybody. So but because we need to think of the offline mode of people, because now as we see that now people are moving to their work now, so we can see that so that we can move on to our normal course of work.
Yes, I agree with you. But here one more question arises that I have seen a number of students
Yeah.
which were studying online but they were not serious while getting education through online means. So what do you think, what is the other option which we can use for students, because we don't have any option other than online when there is a lockdown in the country? What do you think about it?
Yes, sir. So I agree with you that students were not serious really, because the students, we have observed that many students were just, they used to keep their phones on, and when asked regarding what we had discussed in the class, students were not able to reply. So again, we came to know that students are not that much serious regarding their studies. I totally agree with you. But now, what we can do, again, there a problem arises that, for example, I know of some students who are not having internet facility. We have some students from Ladakh area. Due to no network connection, they were not able to attend their classes. But they used to call me, and they used to study through over calls. So there are some students who want to study, but they don't have the means. So how can we categorize the students? So what we can do, we have certain applications like I came to know about Wise app. So there you can monitor the performance of every student, and you get a percentage score that a student was online for for example, if we have a half an hour duration of class, so it keeps a record that whether the student has attended the whole time or not. So I think we can use, because we are using the online modes. So what we can do is that we can use those apps in which we can monitor the presence of a student. And what we can do is go for online testing, quizzes, so that we can see that whether the students are in the class or not. I think that's the only option.
Yeah, thank you for responding me. I totally agree with you. This is the only option which we can use if we want to uh, if you want to grab the attention of our students, if you want to keep them
Yes,
active.
because in online mode, it's not able to just monitor what each student is doing. For example,
Yes.
if we use Zoom app, there we can use the option that we can tell every student to keep their video mode on, so that we can monitor the presence of every student. So
Exactly.
we need to use those ways through which we can, the students are trying to act smarter, so we need to be smart too. I think that's the
Exactly.
only option.
Exactly. If we there is another problem is here, when we will go for a video mode, there will be an issue that if there is a co-education in a college, then there will be females who will not able to, who will say that I'm not able to turn on my video because there are my male friends here also. So how you will cope with such a issue, because now it will become harder to crack.
Keep two separate classrooms, two different sessions, one
Yeah.
for male students and
Yeah.
one for female students, so that everybody is comfortable. I think that is
Yeah.
the only option.
In short, it is harder to crack to teach students online.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you for responding.
Okay, thank you for both Miss Sidrat, Mr.
Okay,
Awais Ahmed.
Professor,
Uh, is there
I
any
want
question?
a
I
question.
think Mr. Mohammed Uhaib has a question. Please ask, please.
Yes, I want to check in the question for the presentation. It's very interesting talking about the COVID pandemic. I want to asking you to explain about how to coordinate government, central government and local government to eradicate the COVID, and how to respond the community for policy government.
So I'm not able to get you. Can you please repeat the question? Some
How the how respond the people for the policy government on eradicate the COVID pandemic.
so is your question this, that what the role of government if we look at the online teaching system?
I think he asked how people respond to government about the pandemic. Am I right, Mr. Mohammed?
So how people are responding to the pandemic?
Yes.
I think that the guidelines which have been given by the government, people need to follow that, because when we see at the trend, the initial lockdown and now the lockdown, the response of people has changed. Initially, everybody was seriously agreeing, just doing what the government guidelines were. But as the time is passing, nobody is following the same. For example, if we talk about online teaching, but still, as Mr. Awais said, students are still moving out. So they are not following the guidelines. So we are following what we have been told. For example, we are following the online teaching system. So I think that if everybody at one's own place will follow the guidelines as laid by the government, we can help to just move on and to fight against this pandemic.
Okay.
So have I been able to respond to your question or not?
I think it's okay. But Mr. Muhammad, your microphone is closed. I think it's okay from his hand. I understand that. Also, I think Mr. Bilal Ahmed has a question. Am I right,
No,
Mr.
sir.
Bilal Ahmed?
No, sir. I am author also. I am supporting her, sir. It's okay.
It's okay. Okay. Now our last presentation is Ishrat, Mohammed, Farooz, Bhat, and Bilal Ahmed. I think Ishrat, Mohammed, and Bilal Ahmed is here. Which one will present the research? I think Ishrat Mohammed puts his hand. Mr. Ishrat, I think Mr. Ishrat will present, but okay. Oh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Alaikum salam, Mr. Mohammed. Miss Mohammed or Mr. Mohammed?
Miss Mohammed.
Miss Mohammed. Now, can you? Your voice is too low. We have difficulty in hearing you. Is there any way to make your voice louder?
Okay, sir. Sir, shall I start?
Yes.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, we see you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
My name is Ishrat Mohammed. I'm from Kashmir. Right now, I'm pursuing a PhD in Faculty of Fisheries, Cost K. Hope you all are doing well. I want to thank sir for giving me opportunity to present my research in this program. Now let's start today's presentation. Let me share, sir. Please allow. Share.
There is a program in Zoom meeting or internet connection. Our participants. Yes, okay. Now we see your presentation. We see it's okay.
Okay. My topic is on the assessment of fecundity and its relation with the body parameters of common carp, Cyprinus carpio communis in Dal Lake, Kashmir. Well, fecundity, we mean that's total egg number of a fish that we got from the fish. And the common carp is the freshwater fish that's widely distributed in the world. In Kashmir, we know it as a Punjab gourd, It's a major fishery of flatland temperate waters of Kashmir. It dominates over the endemic fish of Kashmir in terms of its reproductive potential. It's one of those fish that's said to be truly domesticated. So it becomes very important to know its quantity of fish seed for the success of aquaculture. The evaluation of the seed quality by studying the fecundity parameter is important for the efficient fishery management, like practical aquaculture relies to understand the recovery ability of the fish population. The fecundity is an important biological parameter that plays a significant role in evaluating the commercial potentials of the fish stock. Now, materials and method. We started our work by the brood stock. By brood stock, we mean the fish that's going to ready to spawn. We collected such 30 brooders from the Dal Lake of Kashmir. We then brought these brooders to the Fisheries Resource Management Lab of the Faculty of Fisheries for the estimation of length, weight, and the ovary weight. Fecundity was determined by gravimetric method. For fecundity estimation, fishes were sacrificed and both the ovaries were taken from the fish. The moisture was thoroughly wiped out from the ovaries with the blotting paper. The length and the weight of the ovaries were noted down with the complete care. The collected ovaries were placed in the 10% formaldehyde for at least 24 hours to bring hardness to the eggs, so as to make easy and accurate calculation of the sticky eggs. This was followed by the drying of eggs on the blotting paper for 1 to 2 hours. Now we start our gravimetric method. We collected the 3 subsamples of 1 gram each from the anterior, middle, and the posterior regions and weighed them, and then the eggs were counted carefully by gravimetric method. The mean number and the eggs were multiplied by gonad parts of the ovary, weighed on the sensitive monopan, weighing balance, and the total number of eggs per gonad was obtained. Fecundity was calculated by the gravimetric method. Well, I have put also the formula to calculate the absolute fecundity. It's as number of the ova samples into total ovary weight divided by the weight of the sample. Results. Our results are like that. Weight of the fish, we got that mean was 435.1. Length was 301.43. Ovary weight was 48.96 gram. Absolute fecundity was 68,864.07. Relative fecundity was 185.96. Well, we also estimated the Pearson's correlation between the body weight, length, ovary weight, absolute fecundity, and the relative fecundity in the fish. With the weight, ovary, the strong correlation was found between the absolute fecundity and the weight, absolute fecundity and the length, and between the absolute fecundity and the ovary weight. The strongest correlation was found between the ovary weight and the absolute fecundity with a value of 0.998, and the value was found significant, highly significant. The absolute fecundity during the present study ranged from 16,650 to 1,29,000, which is in conformity with the findings of the Shafi et al. 2012, who reported that the fecundity of the fish 62,000. Sorry, sir, sorry.
Okay, thank you very much, Miss.
No, sir, I will continue. The fecundity reported by these workers were slightly higher than the present study. Total fecundity of the Scarpio inhabiting tropical waters has been reported to be fairly high due to its early maturity and year-round breeding behavior. The relative fecundity during the present study ranged from 99.2 to 240, which was conformity with the finding of the Shafi, who reported that a relative fecundity of the scale calf was 21 to 23. Absolute fecundity of the fish had a strong correlation with the ovary weight, then body weight and total length. The results are in conformity with the various authors. Correlation between the fecundity and the weight was higher than the fecundity and the total length, suggesting that the total weight is better predictor of fecundity in the present study than the total length. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Miss Ishrat, Mohammed. Now, is there any question to Ms. Ishrat Mohammed? I think there is no question. And now, thank you very much for all presentations, all participants, and all audiences. Thank you very much. Again, we finished our session today.
Hello.
And we will go on tomorrow sessions. But
Hello.
tomorrow sessions will be in Uzbek language and Russian language, Uzbek Turkish
Hello.
language,
Dr.
and
Sultan. Hello.
excuse me, I think there is a question, Miss Asifa.
Sir, what about my presentation?
Okay, Miss Asifa, pardon. Now, Miss Asifa will present her research now. Now it's time for Miss Asifa. You can present your presentation.
Okay. Thank you. Sir, please tell me, my PPT is visible to all?
Yes, we see your presentation, PowerPoint now.
Okay, thank you. So myself, Asifa Wali, I belong to, sorry. Wait a second, please.
Okay.
Myself, Asifa Wali, I belong to SCOST Kashmir. I'm a PhD scholar there, and I mostly studied Oncorhynchus micus, a rainbow trout fish, a cold water fish basically. The title of my studies is Gonad Histology and Length at First Maturity of Rainbow Trout, Oncorhynchus micus, Volbum, Salmoniform salmonity from Kashmir. The abstract of my study, actually this fish is introduced in Kashmir more than a century ago and has established itself in almost all the cold water streams of the valley. The histological studies of fish gonad and their correlation with phylogenesis, morphological and fecundity studies basically provides the detailed information of the effects of various environmental stressors on their productive process of fish. In my present study, maturation and spawning season of the trout was studied from 3 state-owned rearing farms like Dachigam, Mamar, and Achabal Trout Farm. The length at first maturity was recorded at 28.7 centimeter, and during the present study, immature ovaries were obtained in the month of August and September, and mature ovaries were obtained in the month of November and December, while the spent ovaries I found in the month of January, which indicated a single reproductive cycle of the fish. Now, some introductory points regarding the fish. This fish is basically a promising aquaculture candidate. It's its demand is very great in the market. It is a sport fish. It has excellent nutritional profile, but the major constraints in the fisheries is non-availability of the seed due to low larval survival rate. It has high mortality rate during the larval rearing, and this is due to the lack of brood care, inappropriate feed and feeding techniques, lack of standardized rearing environment. But the bottleneck for the commercial production is there. If we talk about the reproductive potential of the species, this replenishing generations, species and management of every organism on planet Earth is basically balanced by most of it's balanced by most of the important process, that is reproduction, which implies to aquatic life as well. The knowledge about reproductive potential is very crucial and pivotal as it decides the success of the species and ultimately holds the key for determining the production, and it reflects about the perpetuation of species in the water and is finally determined by expertise of its members to breed successfully in a swinging environment. If we talk about histology, the study of microtomy of specific tissues has successfully employed as a diagnostic tool with medical and veterinary sciences since the first cellular investigation were carried out in mid-19th century. Since then, considerable development has taken place in all aspects of biology, with the result that today many novel and sophisticated histological techniques only recently devised for the mammalian histologist are now available to fish pathologists as well. The very rapid rate of autolysis of fish tissue compared to the homotherms means that they must be handled rapidly to prevent degenerative changes with specimen, making ultimate diagnostic either reliable or unreliable or impossible. According to the Panica, the biological success of the individual should be defined as the number of progeny produced in its lifetime that reach sexual maturity compared to the similar number produced by the whole population during the same period. Maximizing the lifetime production of a viable offspring demands a decision on timing of maturation in order to optimize the age schedule of reproduction. The threshold value needed for the individual to enter sexual maturity has been found to refer to the time of first production. The minimum length at which 50% of the population is to be mature, it is taken as the length at first maturity. Now, the sampling stations, the study was basically based on 90 samples of the trout fish procured from 3 state-owned farms. And the study was carried out between August 2015 to 2016 January. If we talk about length of first maturity, the fish which attains maturity, the specimens with ovaries in stage 3rd and above were considered for that. And the length at such mature fish in each length group was plotted against respective length groups 10 mm class intervals. For the gonad development for histological studies, the preserved ovaries were cut into 1 to 2 mm size and was washed overnight under gentle flow of tap water. The washed tissues were dehydrated with series of concentration of ethyl alcohol. The grading was done as per 30%, 50%, 70%, and 100%. After then, xylene tests were performed. These tissues were embedded in paraffin waxing. Wax boxes were made following the impregnation techniques, and a section of 5 micron thickness were made by using microtome, then stained with hematoxylene and eosin. Microphotographs of the prepared slides were taken using Olympus CX31, and these were used for further analysis. The results of my study, the length at first maturity was recorded at 28.7 centimeter. These are the length at first maturity in Oncorhynchus female. This graph clearly shows 28.7 centimeters, and this is the lengthwise percentage distribution of maturity stages. Now, gonadal development. Following stages were seen during the gonadal development. Basically, the ovary was enveloped by a thin peritoneal membrane, ovary wall being a thin stage, but with the advancement in maturity, it became thick. 3 layers that covered ovary are thin squamous epithelium, thicker tunica albuginea, innermost germinal epithelium. Connective tissue, muscle fibers, and blood capillaries forms tunica albuginea, and the development of stages during maturation, it becomes thinner. Finger-like projections or folds formed in germinal vesicle called ovigerous lamellae contained clusters of germ cells are formed in it. The oogonium arose from the germinal vesicle on the basis of gross histological examination and changes occurring in ovarian gonadosomatic index. The ovarian cycle, it was divided into 6 stages, namely immature stage, early maturing phase, advanced maturing phase, mature spawning, late spawning, and then spent phase. This is the first stage we observe. This shows the oogonial nest, oocyte nucleus with considerable oogoniums. Then this is the second stage, early maturing phase, shows the consistent development of maturing oocytes. Peripheral oocyte vesicle contain late maturing oocyte as well. And this is the third advanced maturing phase, with the considerable growth of vitellogenic oocytes with appearance of zona pellucida, and shows the yolk deposition by the formation of yolk globules with ooplasmic content as well. This is the mature or spawning phase of the trout fish with the yolk globule deposition with thinner zona pellucida. Now, this is the late maturing phase, which shows the yolk globules and zona pellucida of late maturing oocyte. This is the last stage, a snapshot of ruptured post-ovulatory follicles, expelled ooplasmic content with irregular folds of zona pellucida, vitelline membrane, and atretic oocytes revealing the atresia in trout fish. Now, on the basis of my study, it revealed that the recruitment potential, the capacity of the fish to produce, conclude that fishes are in good state in our 3 state-owned farms that were studied. And histological analysis of gonads revealed that fish has a good intensity of oogenesis. The indices studied, namely length at first maturity, gonadal development, work consonants in other workers. It suggests the good rearing practices being followed. Their productive potential of the female trout increases with the size but decreases in large old fish. So which the fish, the recommendation is the fish that were neither too young, virgin, nor too old should be selected for obtaining the eggs. It will give benefit for the proper exploitation of the fishery, not leading to the over exploitation. It was also observed in the present study that all female fish present in the farms are stripped for eggs, which is not a good practice. This practice should not be done. The practice should be stocked only, and only the healthy and female fish should be stripped for obtaining the quality eggs. Better feeding and improved management practices should be adopted. This will ensure high production, which will contribute to economy. Thank you. Thank you. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello. I'm not listening. Hello.
Sarah's put mute.
Bilal sir, hello.
Oh, but I'm still mute. Band panas awas, huh?
Sir, तो wish we mean presentation.
Nice. It was nice.
Thank you, sir.
मैंने इनको मैसेज की है. I will check. I'm sure आवाज बंद हुई पानस थमस.
Yes, sir.
Which is यार. चलो ठीक है. It was nice presentation, huh?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. I think my phone was crossed, so of course you did not hear my voice. Thank you very much, Miss Asifa Wali, and all audiences and all participants. Thank you very much. Is there any question to Miss Asifa Wali? I think there is no question. So we will go on our Congress by Monday sessions, but Monday sessions will be Uzbek, Turkish language and Russian language. So this is our session today is finished. Thank you again to all participants.